When we decided to skip to the last course and make a menu of desserts, we thought it would be a sugar-coated day in the kitchen.
Someone's not gonna get out of here alive.
Kristina and I learned early that the right products make all the difference in the kitchen.
We're putting cookbooks to the test, along with the kitchen products we need
As we try to make a meal that will impress a chef.
Hopefully there won't be too many disasters.
We all know a good gooey dessert is the best way to end the last course.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your treats.
But what if dessert was the only course? That's what today's cookbook would have you believe.
Today, we're sinking our sweet tooth into a book even professionals use. Alain Ducasse's Grand Livre du Cuisine, presented by Frédéric Robert.
This is a collection of very high-end treats, recipes by the esteemed French chef Alain Ducasse, a master authority of classical food.
The book's 250 recipes cover everything from pastries to pralines, cakes, caramel, ice cream, cookies, tons of beautiful desserts.
But don't think this book is as easy as pie. This hardcover textbook of sugar does not contain the recipes Mom used to make. I made several recipes in advance of our big cook day. I made oatmeal raisin cookies, I made macaroons, and I made a chocolate cake.
I made the orange blossom marshmallows. You don't want to eat things that taste like orange blossoms, trust me.
This is a book for somebody who really knows what they're doing in the kitchen. I haven't been able to sleep for a week.
I have such low expectations because I think we're not going to be able to make any of this.
I'm so stressed out about this one, the most stressed out I've ever been about any book.
Today we're making caramel variations, an uber difficult dessert that's multiple recipes in one.
Crepe Suzette,
Pistachio nougat,
and Louis XV bread in the shape of a book.
We're making these difficult dishes for French chef Thierry Busset, who's crafted sugar masterpieces in Michelin star restaurants from London to the Loire Valley, and critics and chefs alike know that he is the sultan of all things sugar. Gordon Ramsay thinks this guy may be one of the best pastry chefs in the world.
He's the big kahuna.
We're making him dessert. It's gonna be good.
Let's get going.
We have 4 hours.
The author does refer to home chefs in the beginning of the book, so I'm assuming this is meant for people who are just home chefs, just like us, just like you. We'll see.
Okay.
Why don't I start on the bread?
I'm gonna start on the ice cream.
Do the ice cream.
Okay. Bring cream to boil. All right.
I just would like to say to all the viewers at home is there might not be a lot of talking from our part in this episode because I need to concentrate. I just don't really get why one would make a loaf of bread into the shape of a book. So 2 pounds, 3 ounces fine durum wheat semolina. Mix all the ingredients and knead in an electric mixer for 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Not 6, not 8, but 7. I've never seen recipes like some of these before. I mean, there are architectural diagrams about how to put things together.
Are we making desserts or are we building a house? I think I'd do a better job building a house. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 recipes in one. For me, this is something you get in a restaurant. You do not make it at home.
It's insanity.
But maybe you can. Let's see.
The caramel variations is part nougatine, caramel ice cream, caramel parfait, gianduja chocolate, and a caramel garnish. Kristina starting with the caramel ice cream.
Bring heavy cream to boil. Okay, that's one pot. Make caramel by cooking sugar in a dry pan. That's another pot. And then cook in a double boiler. So 3 pots just to make ice cream.
Pastry take 2 to 4 years to at least know the basic.
Wow.
That looks like it's burning. That's burning.
One day, pretty much. They have to do what I learned in a few years.
Your dough's going crazy.
Oh, I didn't use the paddle attachment. Hopefully that won't matter too much.
10 egg yolks? Holy moly.
Look at all the mixing bowls I'm using. Just about everyone we have in the kitchen. With mixing bowls, the well-stocked kitchen has a wide variety. And to show what each bowl is best for, we brought 6 different types to this backyard birthday party. Bounce it on my head.
The inexpensive plastic bowl is the most popular, and some are collapsible for easy storage. But since plastic is porous,
Remember, they can retain odors and flavors.
we recommend using them for dry snacks.
Stainless steel holds temperatures well. Chilling them in advance will help cream whip faster, and they can easily be used as a double boiler, like when you're melting chocolate.
Glass and ceramic bowls have a heaviness that some cooks prefer, adding stability when they stir.
I love the glass because you can really see what you're doing.
And if you want your glass bowl to go from oven to table like most ceramic bowls can, look for oven-safe or tempered glass on the label. Of course, breakability is an issue.
And finally, if you like meringue as much as we do, invest in a copper mixing bowl. That's because the copper ions mix with the egg proteins, creating stiffer peaks. Who wants to help us decorate some more cupcakes? Awesome! Get in there, get in there, get in there, get in there.
Well, that was fun, but this, not so much. And with 3 hours left, my ice cream is neither icy nor creamy.
Look at it, it's turning into like gloopiness. Oh. What happens if one stage completely doesn't work? Are we
Then you
moving on?
repeat the stage.
Crap. What's all this business?
A duck.
Today, we may have bitten off more than we can chew with Grand Livre du Cuisine, a book of elaborate desserts,
Oh my gosh.
like our bread shaped like a book, and a caramel concoction that's really 5 laborious recipes. And we're still on the first.
And in 3 short hours, coming to judge us is world-renowned French pastry chef Thierry Busset. This is not a sweet assignment.
Okay, the caramel has remelted,
Okay,
so I'm feeling a little better.
Even though we still have 4 more parts of the variation to make.
I need to find the Zen dessert making place again.
Maybe I'll have more luck with the crepe Suzette.
It's making me mad.
Or maybe not.
How is this supposed to turn into a smooth mixture?
Are you sure you got the measurements right?
The amounts in this book are so precise, like 5 1/4 ounces of egg white. How much is that?
Completely and totally lumpy, and I've been beating it.
Crêpe Suzette should be easy to do for anyone.
Has to be in the fridge for 2 hours.
Preparing the caramel parfait. Layer 2 of the caramel variations. Combine the milk, egg yolks, and 3½ ounces of granulated sugar. And cook in a double boiler at 183 degrees Fahrenheit. Not 182, not 184.
A lot of the preparation involved getting the boiling milk or the sugar to a certain temperature. And that takes a long time.
Okay, so bread, and that's gonna be a while. The flour the Louis XV bread calls for is durum flour. It's a heavier bread flour. Hard wheat flours like durum are milled with some of the germ and bran still attached. And that means they have a lot of protein. Extra protein means the strongest, sturdiest breads.
But how different can these flours really be? Is all-purpose all right for all occasions? We're going to make scones with pastry school owner Marco Ropke to find out.
We'll each blind test a different type of flour to see how much of a difference there really is in these powders.
The texture, that's really what we want to look for.
We're testing a flour made specifically for breads, the workhorse of flours, all-purpose, and on the imported specialty side, the Italian 00.
First thing we really need is to grab our flour,
So how many cups?
3 of those.
Always weigh your flour for accurate results, especially in the summer when moisture and humidity add heaviness to the flour.
We want to cut the butter into the flour.
This is gonna take all day.
She's using the wrong edge of the knife. The consistency of flour varies around the world. A colder country like Canada produces a hardier wheat than a warmer area like the southern US, while Italy is known for its exacting standards and its super fine flour.
We have scones.
I cannot believe how different they all look.
Marco's scones baked even with a sturdier bread flour. Anna's scones were a little flat because 00 is meant for lighter pastries. And my scone was pretty fluffy with the even-keeled all-purpose.
It's all about the texture. Flavor, they're pretty much all the same.
They're all really good.
They're delicious.
All-purpose flour has a mix of hard and soft wheat.
making it a medium protein flour that's a good all-around choice. But don't just use all-purpose. Experiment. Try a high-protein flour for a heavier result and a lower-protein pastry flour or a finely milled Italian double zero for a lighter feel.
It was looking like we had more dough than our kitchen could contain. It's 60 by 80 centimeters, so it's twice as long as this and longer. It's
How are
gonna
we
be
gonna get that?
huge.
We have to make half that. We can't put that in the fridge. This is like a meter-sized bread loaf.
That bread recipe was completely unrealistic. I don't know where you were supposed to roll it out, and more importantly, how you were gonna chill it in that size.
So you don't want your dough to be too soft, too doughy. You don't want it to stick to your finger. If it stick to your finger, it's better to add a bit of flour to it to re-dry it a little bit.
Making desserts is so finicky.
Especially that parfait part.
What's all this business?
Egg.
You have to be so precise.
Yeah, that's definitely cooked egg yolk. This is going down the drain.
So I have to redo that layer.
We weren't making omelets.
And the bread's not going any better. This has to go on top of that.
Really?
Did you read the recipe?
In what magic land is that gonna happen?
So, if we were gonna have anything to serve the man, we had to take matters into our own hands.
Why don't we just throw it in the bread maker and make bread like that without this silly book nonsense?
I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to do well. That's a good base. Look, see, that's good. Ta-da! Okay, maybe I'm a perfectionist.
Anna's idea to cut the leaves of paper, brilliant.
I don't see why that wouldn't work. Bake in a 240-degree traditional oven. For how long?
Just bake it.
I find this book incredibly frustrating. If I knew how to bake it, I wouldn't need this book. It is severely lacking in a great deal of explanation of techniques. Do I remove it from the sheet? Ingredients,
Whipped cream, whipping cream.
utensils.
I need a toolbox.
This is a book for somebody who really knows what they're doing in the kitchen. And right now, I don't. At least the ice cream is moving on.
Process on the ice cream maker and chill.
But the parfait is still giving us problems.
Crap.
And there's only an hour and a half to go.
This day sucks.
Wouldn't that be funny if not a single thing
No,
was
it wouldn't
made?
be funny.
Oh my God. The caramel parfait is done.
Now I'll put it in the fridge. 2 layers are done.
3 more to go.
Parfait's something frozen. I don't recall in the book that they mention it. When you will cut it, you will get something the same texture of an ice cream, pretty much. They will have some problem probably with that one.
It's cold.
What temperature? It's so low.
It said 240, I think. Did I mix that up? This is Celsius, right?
No, this is Fahrenheit.
Oh, God.
Duck. Such a dumb mistake. I the bread.
After all of that, just crank it.
So that's what we did and hope for the best.
She's very hard on herself when she makes a mistake.
I'm mad and feeling
Like you want to go home? Let's just go home. Gotta let it go, gotta move on. We got things boiling, candy making.
it's melting. It's falling apart. Oh God.
Oh my God, that looks horrible.